The movie begins after the Second World War. It shows that a Cold War was ongoing between the USA and Russia. To stay safe from the USA's attacks, the Russians were experimenting to develop an army of superheroes among people. This experiment was not only conducted on humans but also on animals. Their DNA was being changed and they were given powers to create various types of superheroes. This experiment was being conducted in many cities across the country, but only a few people were being turned into superheroes. Their work becomes successful when these experiments succeed on some people and some people gain superpowers. That's why they all become superheroes. The first superhero was someone whose DNA had changed, giving him a completely new form. He could transform into a powerful animal. On the other hand, the second hero had gained a lot of speed and was an expert in wielding his sword. He was very skilled in swordsmanship. The third hero was someone who could control things like air, stone, and water. And the fourth was a female named Genia who had an ability to disappear very easily, even to the extent of changing her body temperature significantly. She could also transform her body into water whenever she wanted, and these four were the most important superheroes. The professor here was the head of all these projects. Now, as we know, this was Russia's experiment. Meanwhile, in an American lab, we see a scientist whose name was August, whose many experiments had failed, leading the US government to shut down his experiments. When August found out that Russia's experiment had succeeded, he became jealous and very angry. Out of this jealousy, he visits a different location away from his authority, where he conducts a secret experiment. Begins to act against the government. In his experiment, many innocent and blameless people become victims, and they didn't even know what was happening to them. In his obsession, he became so consumed with his experiment that he started conducting it on himself. Meanwhile, the military finds out that August is conducting illegal experiments at his secret location, and to prevent this, the military attacks his lab. However, August already knew that the military would attack him at any time, so he had already set up many time bombs in his lab. While the other officers are killed, he survives because he had experimented on himself, which is why he was the only one who survived. Otherwise, surviving such a massive explosion was nearly impossible. As the effects of the experiment continued to manifest on him, he gradually started looking like an animal. He had set up his body in such a way that he could transform into any, could control China and generate electricity. We see that August wasn't just causing destruction here, but he also destroys the main lab where many superheroes were kept. Now, the superheroes didn't have any experience in fighting or dealing with anyone because they were newly created heroes, so they didn't know how all this worked or how to handle the situation ahead. That's why they hide in separate places to save themselves from the blast and try to live their lives away from the world's eyes. They move forward. We then see that the military was training their robots on how these robots could perform their roles in their missions. But suddenly, some malfunction occurs in these robots and they end up blasting their own military tanks. Even they destroy the control center, resulting in the deaths of many soldiers and officers. Here too, only August was the survivor. After this, the defense military. A meeting is held where it is discussed that no matter where the superheroes are, they will be found and brought back so they can all join the government in fighting against August. We see that the leader of this mission is a female named Major Elena. She orders her team to start searching for the superheroes. The first superhero is found in a community who has been wanting to confront August for a long time because August had ruined the lives of many innocent people. When he learns that August has turned against the military, he decides to join forces with the military. The second hero is found in another country and he also agrees to support the government. The third hero was discovered in a jungle, and the last hero was Zinnia, who was doing a TV show and had become quite famous. She also agrees to join the mission, and now all four are ready for the mission. Here, everyone decides that first they will They plan to destroy the lab, but upon arriving, they find out that security in the area has become very alert. August's men were guarding all around the lab. It was seen that Zinnia, being invisible, started moving forward, but August and his men were already waiting for these 4 superheroes. So, August's men start attacking Zinnia and begin firing at her, causing her to freeze. Meanwhile, 2 superheroes were advancing while fighting and even managed to kill many of August's men, but from a distance, they were injected with a drug that made them faint right there. We see the 3rd hero who could control things, and he already had a deep enmity with August, and both hated each other a lot. So to confront him, August himself comes out, but it was seen that August was much more powerful than that superhero. That's why August kills him and throws him away. Then all 4 are captured, and August presents them with a deal, saying, "Join my team against the government and fight them." But all 4 clearly refuse, which makes August extremely angry. He traps 3 of them and releases a magnetic field there, causing their powers to stop working. However, the 4th hero is severely injured, and in this way, Sia's 4 super heroes are trapped, and August moves forward with his next plan. He takes control of military vehicles and their tanks, bringing them to populated areas of the city, causing chaos because all the tanks are under August's control and are wreaking havoc, in which many people are killed. After this, he uproots 2 large towers, and many helicopters take him to one place. That was his mission. That he will gain control over the signals through satellites, which means he will take control of all the technology and satellites in space. This will bring many military weapons, like missiles, under his control. The entire world will come under his control, and he will take over the whole world. He can then attack anyone he wants. Meanwhile, Major Elena goes to find some of her superheroes and safely brings them back to her center. She discovers that these superheroes are new and need training, so she starts thinking about how to train them. They also find out that Angst used to work in a lab where he had a partner who was an old man. This old man knew a lot about Angst and his project. Major Elena somehow manages to find this partner of Angst. Major Elena tells the old man that there is a duplicate of August and they need to study him to understand August, find out about the weak point and attack it. On the other hand, August reaches that population with towers and places his robots on top of all the buildings around the towers. As soon as these soldiers come to kill him, he kills them and clears his path. Then, through that tower, he activates his program with what he brought with him. And the main satellite that was left, he takes control of that too. Lena was giving her superheroes very good training on how to finally face August and how to fight and also how to fire. Those 4 superheroes are given suits according to their work, so that they can gain even more power from them, because those suits were quite dangerous. Finally, after such rigorous training, the team was now fully ready. Then this team arrives there and starts killing August's people. They all reach the place where August's program is located. Love was in the air. Then all these people come to the building's terrace. There was a strong pipe connecting the building and the tower. These people start moving forward through that pipe. But August's men come and start firing at them. One of their companions, a superhero, tries to save them with his powers, but they were still struggling with difficult situations. Just then, another superhero jumps in with a plan, flying through the air, and attacks August's men, causing them to fall down. And now all 4 of them were inside the tower. Their plan was to destroy August's program along with his plan. Zinnia moves forward and tries to destroy that power, but she can't withstand such a high level of power, which causes her to faint. Seeing this, another superhero comes and moves her away from there. The power was disabled for a short while. We see all 4 superheroes on the terrace fighting against August, but August, He was 4 times more powerful than them. He was beating those 4 as if he was playing with a toy. Now August was about to kill them when suddenly one of their companions enters. He uses his power to bind his 2 companions. The rope they had was tied to a plane, but it was seen that August had taken control of that plane and was about to destroy it. But the superhero who had taken his companion cuts the rope, and all 4 of them fall straight into the water. Once again, they move forward to confront August, and that's when Major Elena arrives because August's companion, that old man, had given Major Elena some information. That old man was also conducting DNA tests on these 4 superheroes besides August, which revealed that these 4, when combined, could merge their powers to create a very large power. The limit would be crossed, and that power would blast and spread throughout the world, with which August and his partner's power will be destroyed. Then these 4 become one and start using their power to create a very big power, and there a very large energy web starts forming, which was quite powerful. When that power blast happened, it spread all over the world. Gust, along with his entire project, was engulfed in it and was also badly destroyed, and August was also killed. In this way, the Russian superheroes saved the whole world from a big threat. They had succeeded in their mission, which is why they become very happy. And showing this scene, this story, this movie ends here. To watch more movie explanation videos, don't forget to write